Today was the Sims 4's Nifty Knitting Livestream with our host, Sim Guru Connor. I'm going to summarize the things we were shown, but I may go out of order here and there just to make it more watchable. First, we were shown the knitting interface. The column on the right is something you can reference to see if you've unlocked each item in Create a Sim or not. Here, I've pulled up Cass on the right side so you can get a look at what it looks like on the other side. There are a bunch of categories: beanies, socks, sweaters, sweaters with scarves, and onesies that you can make for babies and toddlers. That's right, a onesie will allow you to actually change the appearance of a sim baby. The animation looks like a diaper change, but at least there is some tiny customization option for the babies. Actual knitting is a 10-level skill. You can do it most places that you can sit. Just put a yarn basket in your Sims inventory and click it. By the way, places you can sit totally includes poolside, as you can see here. In case you wonder, yes, it does apparently include the toilet too. Clothing you knit will go to your Sims inventory, and you won't be able to drag it out, but obviously this isn't the case for the various things you can make, like Little Grim Reapers and Yarny. Yarny is one of the knitted objects in Nifty Knitting, and this statue version is kind of special. It could do random things, kind of like one of the gnomes. This is a character from another EA game, Unraveled. Knitting can be taught to someone who is lower level than you, and there are new animations for that. As you can see here, children and up can learn to knit. They showed us that there are 3 types of plant hangers, so you can have them in various lengths. It may be handy if you have tall wall height or want to decorate a porch. We were now shown the other objects that you can knit, including several children's toys and rugs. Sims can apparently sit on these poofs. They have a new light coming for the base game in the knitting patch. The subtle saucer light is really popular for lighting houses because it gives really even light. They made a super subtle saucer light that puts out the same amount of light, it's just tinier, so you don't need to work so hard to hide them. Rocking chairs are new in this pack, and I was wrong. They do use the arms sometimes. Sims can, of course, rock and relax in them, and children and toddlers can have some fun. Sims can talk and rock or watch TV while doing it, and they can, of course, rock and knit. Elders get a new ability called Reminisce, and it does exactly what I thought it might do. A bunch of little memory images appear around the elder's head while they think on life for an hour or so. Just things that might be milestones in life or good memories. When it's over, they get a random moodlet based on whether it was a good memory or a bad memory. Speaking of rocking, Sims can now rock out to metal in all caps, with several songs written in Simlish by actual metal bands. I couldn't hear any of the metal music, and I don't want some band to claim this video anyway. There's also a focus channel with some chill background music for when you're working. Sims can play air guitar and headbang a bit while listening to metal. They showed the track list in the menu so that you can see the new music that's coming to the game. Plopsy is another new feature that lets you list on Plopsy when you click an item. Over the next day or two, Sims might buy it. You can actually see how it's going, like if there are any bidders when you look in the Sims inventory. You can sell woodworking, paintings, and potions, but not anything that spoils like food. You also can't participate in sim trafficking, so no selling babies.
No, you cannot sell babies. Come on, people.
What the?
Yes, Connor, some of us would be happy to sell babies since they're craftable objects. Anyway, this also means you can't sell pets because they're living things that would no doubt spoil in transit. It generally boils down to a role playing thing since it's easy to sell now. You can theoretically get 50% more selling on Plopsy. I imagine that this is going to stack with buffs like marketable, and it's going to make certain activities extremely OP for money making. The names of other buyers on Plopsy are internet handles, and they made them up with a lot of references. There isn't any knowing who's who, and you can't interact with Plopsy buyers in any way, though. Someone asked if you can get fame from Plopsy, and the answer to that is no. They showed a little build by. I think this comes as one object, but it can snap together with another, as you can see here. Yarn balls are shown on a desk, and someone asked if pets can play with it. I pulled up a tweet from Connor that shows pets doing this, and I think it's in the trailer as well. There are these shelves you can place things in, and some nice wall clutter and decor. You can see the mailbox cozies here, which are yet another thing you can knit. But something more practical are the onesies you can knit for both babies and toddlers. I showed the baby earlier, so here's a toddler with one from later in the stream. Cowplant Naming is a second new feature coming in the patch that is coming up with this pack. They named theirs Little Simsy, a reference to Little Simsy, who was one of the people who actually wanted to be able to name them. So they did some stuff tied to the IRL knitting community. For instance, you frog a project because you rip it to start over. Another thing is the sweater curse. Gifting a sweater is a bigger gesture than giving away some socks, probably because it's just a much bigger project. Apparently, people who knit have a superstition that after they give a sweater to a significant other, the relationship will be doomed. There are actually some scientific explanations for this, but I think in game it may lead to a breakup. There's a new sweater you can make called the Forbidden Sweater. This was shown in the trailer as the one that looks really stuffy looking. Many of the things you can knit clothing wise have a failed version that might look awful, and it'll actually be itchy if Sims wear it. And it'll be this constant annoyance until they change clothes. There's a new Lord or Lady of the Knits aspiration that lets you make legendary quality knits and unlocks the Forbidden Sweater and Yarny, and I think lets you dispel the sweater curse. While they were showing us the cast in this pack, we got told about a new cheat that will be coming up. Cast.unlock by tag SP17. This will let you get around needing to knit all those various clothing items to have access to them in cast. There are two new pairs of jeans, one with bedazzled styled glued on gems and another that is more plain. Also, these boots were adapted for kids, which is something people wanted. Their sim managed to sell an item on Plopsy and shipped it with the mailbox, so it's an alright way to try to make extra money for masterpieces and high quality works. There aren't any new traits, one new aspiration, and a fully featured skill. And Plopsy. My personal expectations from stuff packs are pretty low because it's the cost of a big value meal at McDonald's. It's a good bit of content, but you have to want the knitting or really like the new clothes and built by. Let me know what you think of Nifty Knitting in the comments, and feel free to post any questions you want me to answer when I get my copy. I'll be summarizing the pack itself in a much more structured way, so it'd be helpful to have some facts. Thanks for watching, and thank you to Connor for the stream. It was his first, and he did pretty well. We just had issues with lag, and info was scattered here and there. Thank you all for watching.